Game number 4, ladies and gentlemen. After watching these first 3 games, you're going to have to fix up those images for Count Von Count because he is one speedy player. He is all over the map for the entirety of the map. That is what speed means. And I think that someone got that one wrong because Count Von Count, he is very, very fast. But right now, Count is up 2 games to 1 in this best of 5 series to knock out the favorite to win this tournament. It's a very, very spicy one coming for you here. It's on the map Arabian Basin, a very, very unique map. We're going to be launching into it right away here, spawning in the bottom of the map in the blue color, playing as Set. His name is Kimo. His opponent today in the red color playing as Kronos. His name is Count Von Count. And yes, the map is Arabian Basin. But Count going for Kronos here. This is spicy. This is so spicy. I would have expected anything else. This would have been, if I had to go down the list of gods that I thought Count would play in this game, Kronos would have been at the absolute bottom. But we're seeing Kronos here. Very excited to see what happens in this one. Talk a little bit about what this map is because we haven't seen too many games on it. We saw a really stellar game actually from Count versus I'm going to make a mistake here. No, it wasn't Count Von Count, was it? Was it Kavoth? I can't remember. There was a really, really good Gaia game on this game where the Gaia player used his Gaia Forest to block these sides of the map. I don't actually, maybe I was just watching the game and I don't know. But it was really, really smart play to go in with Gaia here for that reason. But we're seeing the Kronos from Count Von Count, and he might be thinking for a very specific strategy in this game. But Kimo here, he's going in with Set. And I think Set is a really good pick here for the reason that there's just heaps of hunt to convert in the early stages of the game. We are seeing Kimo going after lions first. I like the idea of converting one aggressive animal, but I guess Atlantean doesn't really matter, but converting one aggressive animal and then going for my quick conversions of gazelles and zebras to send them back home so I don't have to walk very much. But yeah, this one's spicy. I guess there's an open gold mine here. I guess Kronos Rush here is potentially really, really strong. And also controlling the middle of the map is going to be really, really strong. I really wonder what Count Von Count was thinking because to me, Set versus Kronos is kind of Set favored in a way. I think Set's going to be completely fine in this matchup most of the time. He's got shifting sands to deal with any sort of early aggression. He's got the animals to kind of help him against the early aggression, against those early Terma, Priest, Pharaoh, Wadjet, these kind of things really, really strong against Kronos. And if the rush doesn't come, then you can always go into a fast second town center, or you can go for a 1 town center all in against the Kronos and have a really, really good time. But we'll see how it's going to go as Kimo now dropping down his houses. And we haven't seen his temple up just yet, throwing all his villagers over onto this location now. One thing that I think that, I say it every time because I'm still fairly certain that Set players don't realize that they don't need to put 5 villagers on food right at the start of the game. Putting villagers on gold much earlier allows you to get your temple faster, allows you to get your monuments faster, allows you to get to the second age without putting 4 villagers on your temple to build it up. All these things are a possibility here, but Kimo, he hasn't even started the temple yet, and there's the temple coming up for Count Von Count. He's just doing a standard 430 here. So it looks to me like there might be a fast second town center coming out from Count Von Count, like a fake rush or something here, as we do see the Oracle moving forward. The Lion here going to be trying to shank down these Oracles here as well, as it's moving into his town center. One of the big things about this map is if you do end up eating this hunt in the early game, it's no longer a good town center. I mean, it kind of is. There's a good gold mine over here, and it is kind of protected by these trees, but it ends up not being a good town center. It's much better to try and eat this hunt first in front of your town center and grab this back town center in the classical age and be eating this hunt then than otherwise. But we'll see how things are going to go as the temple is up. Dart is on the way. It looks like it was a little bit of a weird advance time here from Kimo. He went for a 430, but he's going to be getting a 435 or something. No real problems here, but he could have had 2 monuments up. to do this. Anyways, Temple now starting to time shift forward onto this location here. See if he's going to be able to deny a town center from getting grabbed, but we'll see how it's going to go. As Count's got 2 villagers on wood, 2 citizen here on the gold mine. I think the other thing here is that Thor is probably not a... Oh, maybe it's not good. Thor's probably not a bad god here, but the raids are going to be really, really tough to make work. Ragnarok's not going to work all too well, but I feel like you can get security off the middle of the map really easily with some solid Fimbulwinter play against most gods in this map, especially if people start thinking that Greek is a good civilization here, which I think it arguably is. You've got Underworld, you've got a safe second town center. All these things that make Greek really strong here are possible, and we are seeing Kimo's going for the 4 town center here. We already see the Valor in, but no focus in here for Count von Count. Bit of a mistake there. Kronos is really, really good with that focus, but he does miss the villagers here. As the army going to be coming through, what's Count von Count going for? It looks like he's going to go for the villagers over here. As you do see, an Oracle hero has been converted. The army retreating back over here as the Promethean Offspring going after these villagers, trying to pick these villagers off as best as they possibly can. But like I said, Set really, really good at dealing with this. He does pick off 1 villager there, but all those Oracles going to go down, and that's going to be a Valor absolutely finished here. And the town center is going to go up very easily. But is this town center even good is the big question here. I don't actually think it is. There's only a handful of food here. It's only 5 gazelle, and it's not even underneath the town center. You can sit back here and harass this really, really easily, especially when that Valor comes in onto the medium terma to deal with those Wadgets there on the back. As we see, looks like just 1 military building. 1 military building here for Count von Count, as he is going for a second town center relatively early here. Wait, really? Where's all these resources? He's making Promethean. This is really bizarre. I don't know what to think about this this game here. As now we see the Terma going to swing around and start harassing these villagers on this gold mine over here. As the villagers happily going to be grabbing the gazelle on the front. But Count von Count here is throwing down a mana over on that position. He's getting himself his upgrades through. Still no town center up over here. He hasn't thrown the town center up. Now he gets the military barracks up at 6 minutes. Very, very late here from Count von Count. I'm surprised to see this. I'm not sure exactly what the reason is where that's concerned. Maybe he went for something different in terms of production or something like that. But villagers over here now going to start getting harassed. 3 terma. You do have to micro these, and I think Kimo is respecting Count von Count's micro a little bit here by just retreating away. But for that, he will be losing a villager or 2 on this location as they're all going to pull back into the town center here. How are his economic upgrades? He's getting himself hand axe. He's got himself pickaxe. The Kronos units sitting back here. And we'll see how things are going to go. As we do see the big box getting set up by Kimo. Wants to get a big shifting sands onto his opponent's units as the army now pushing through. We do see that the hero terma are coming through, and that will be able to deal with the Wadget here as well as all the villagers pulling in. We see 1 Promethean kind of getting taken out here as now he's pulling back. Count von Count still not getting himself that second town center as he's starting to build those Momilla out here. He's getting himself husbandry as well to fatten up those herdables in his main base. But just 1 town center full send, it seems, from Count von Count here. As the lumber camp over here getting empowered up. The granary over here going to start getting taken down as well. As the Terma pushing in onto this position. Pharaoh getting some good damage done. Kimo pulling out of his base right now. Not able to take anything out just yet. This location's still under control. There's only like 81 food left over there, so it's very, very small chance that Kimo pushes over there, but he will be going over to drop the walls here, which will give him access to this gold mine here. Should be very, very good as well. So we see some slingers and axemen coming through for Kimo. As Kimo's realizing, this is actually a really smart thing here. Kimo's realizing that Count von Count is staying 1 town center, which effectively means there are only a handful of different strategies here that Count von Count can really do. They all involve timings. So either you go for like a 115 population push with the Promethean, which kind of punishes the 2 town center fast heroic, or you go for a 1 town center like full population heroic age, or mythic age like a kind of semi-fast mythic age, semi-fast heroic age. And I think everything is kind of countered to some degree by classical units here from Kimo. And generally speaking, the counter to a full send in the classical age of a set player is grabbing town centers. And we are actually seeing that here from Count Von Count. So I think Kimo's kind of misread this game just a little bit, but he will be able to secure more hunt on the map with his army. But Count Von Counts doesn't really have the best of scouting here at this moment. As we see the units now starting to move around here. Looking for something to take out. If he's going to move over here, he doesn't really know that this is a thing just yet. He does see that the granary can be taken out here. As those Terma here they could easily finish it off, and that will prevent those Gazelle from getting grabbed. But now it looks like Count Von Count has realized kind of what's happening. His units are kind of stuck in this base over here as well. But he is going to push over here. Eight or 9 slingers here versus the 9 Terma. It's not really a fight that Count Von Count can take, especially when he's not Oranos, who's got the speed advantage here to dodge slingers and get in and throw the projectiles. So you do see some villagers coming over here. The Term are going to try and push this one back. Kimo's going for a 3rd town center here. We'll see if he's going to be able to deal with it. We do have Promethean Offspring here, which is going to do a good handful of damage here. But Count Von Count marking that one really, really well on that location. They're starting to get some Kyroballister, which I do like. Kyroballister against Egyptian army, very difficult to deal with. You kind of need to get myth units or chariot archers or even like elephant there, camelry, to kind of deal with those Kyroballister, which you don't really have all too much of. As we do see the units pushing in, there's that shifting sands we were talking. Look at all the units in there. It's such a disgusting shifting sands. Like Kimo is going to easily be able to hold this location here, it would seem. We do see some Promethean on the back here, just waiting, trying to pick off that Pharaoh. He picks off one of the priests, but no Pharaoh pick just yet. As all these units are going to be going down, the villagers trying to grab that town center up as the Terma do get sniped down on that position. Good defense thus far from Kimo here. So the villagers currently idle for Count Von Count. Is he going for a 3rd town center, or is he going for the next age? It looks like an age up is on the way, but where's the armory? No armory just yet, it would seem. There's the armory going up. So Count Von Count looking for a heroic age 2 town center timing here. We'll see what god he's going to go for, because technically, I really do like Rhea here, but against the classical army, the Satyr is so strong, but it slows down the timing because then you have to get the palace and you have to get the destroyers out. Your opponent has got axemen, so it might be worth it to just go straight into Arcus and go for Rhea here and make some. And he is doing that. He's going for Rhea. I'm not sure if this is the right play or not, because it's a very, very, very conflicted ideas here. So Chaos would take out the Wadjet. Rhea would convert the Wadjet. Both are good, but the problem is then you have to wait for destroyers if you go Chaos. So this attack's going to be really, really strong. He picks off all of the heroes. The Promethean here, he doesn't have enough of these units here. Count Von Count has to retreat back, and I feel like Kimo is kind of reading this nicely at this point. He's pumping units out. He's 132 or 145 population, and Count Von Count has to pull all the way back. I wonder if maybe going Mythic Age here, getting Vortex, and trying to attack this back location here to push off this gold mine, it would be a decent way to play it. Do you see these units here just sitting back, spending a long time to take out those walls? They do a lot of damage to the walls, though. He's got 3 Terma here to take those out. As there's the Rhea through for Count Von Count. Is he producing units? He's making Terma still. No food-based units just yet. So Count Von Count is not deciding to go anywhere. One Behemoth going to immediately start moving over onto that town center here as the pressure is going to be coming onto this location. Do we see another Behemoth? No Behemoth coming through. We do see that Wadjet gets converted immediately there. It's going to be a big help in this fight, but obviously it's going to be able to get taken down very, very fast by those priests over here. As the army pushing through, it looks like Count Von Count can't take it down just yet. We do see the villagers pulling through here. Behemoth, while it is a really strong unit to take out a town center, the villagers actually are a decent idea to just shank them down. We'll see if it's going to be able to pick it off as the priests pushing over here. As the priests remove themselves from this army, Count Von Count can pressure this one pretty nicely here. We'll see if that's what's going to happen, though. The priests starting to take the behemoth out. The villagers repairing this one down. It's going to be a long ways away. I would have liked to see a second behemoth coming through here for Count. It would have easily taken the town center out there, but deciding to not go for it instead of going for something else. Potentially cutting villagers here wouldn't have gone astray to make this timing hit just a little bit harder. But Nephthys coming through now for Kimo, as it looks like he's been able to defend over here. The behemoth goes down. The town center survives with 400 HP. 400 HP as the medium terma pushing through here as best as they possibly can. We do see some Contarius coming in onto this location. We do see a little bit of talk about this favor tech here. I'm not sure it's actually that good. It's an 11% bonus in terms of favor cost. He's got 2 in terms of cost. It costs, how much favor was it? It doesn't cost any favor. It costs 200 gold, but it gives you in effect every single minute roughly 1 extra favor. So is it worth it? Probably not. If you've got 3 town centers, it's worth 1.5 favor-ish every minute. It's kind of a bit of a lackluster god power. I wouldn't mind seeing its cost increased and its bonus go up to 30%. I think that would be unless my UI is wrong, which I think it might be a little bit off. But then again, I don't feel like I want to buff Rhea because Gaia picks Rhea and Gaia's completely fine. It's completely fine, guys. It's fine. But yeah, Count Von Count here, I feel like this strategy is a little bit, it's lacking purpose here. It's lacking purpose. And he's still going in with Terma as if he's playing Uranos. I feel like he could have played Uranos in this game and had a much better position as these villagers now for Kimo moving forward. And Kimo's going to grab this town center here. Kimo's looking really strong in this game. As the Wadjet does end up getting taken down here. The Slinger's trying to push through here, trying to take out everything on the back. We see Ancestors getting dropped down onto this location as well. We see a couple of Hero Terma coming through to try and take out these minions as best as they possibly can. Good micro here from Count Von Count to pick these ones off as the Kontari is here tanking a lot of damage there by the Slingers, but the town center comes up for Kimo in this game, which is going to be absolutely huge here. But we'll see how it's going to go. Count Von Count does have his market up. So, I mean, the thing that I think about with Atlantean, if they've got access to Implode, is if my opponent's like full classical army, Implode will kill every single one of those units. So this could have been a really good idea here for Count Von Count to get to that mythic age, but he's just not doing it. Oh, he has snuck through onto this location over here though. Gets the temple down. He's going to be able to send some behemoth. 3 behemoths is more than enough to kill off a town center. What's he waiting for? Just send it. I don't know if it's going to be enough to win the game though, as the behemoth do pop out over here going straight after this town center. Kimo's got no upgrades on his town center for the time being, so the behemoth will be able to pick that one off. But while this is going on, Count Von Count's main base is under attack, and these haphazard farms that have been placed down are getting pushed off very quickly over here. As the citizen pulling back into the tower. The behemoth do manage to pick off this town center. Horus coming through now for Kimo. Is he going for this town center? No. She really goes there. As the behemoth now going to move into that main town center. I'm not sure there's all too much stuff in here. As the priest starting to come out for Kimo, he's sitting at 130 or 145 population. The unit's still pushing through Count Von Count's base, and Count Von Count gets a ton of units out here, and he cleans up a lot of what Kimo's actually got over here. Look at this. He's got some random spearmen over here as well. As Count Von Count gets the market in the corner there. As one behemoth does end up going down, we see some Prometheans coming through here. The house is getting torn down over on this position as Count on Count's getting some really, really big value out of these behemoth here, pushing back over on this position. I'd love to see another behemoth now coming through here for Count on Count. If he just time shifted his temple back home, or built a temple actually is probably better, and then just built a behemoth here to take out this forward town center to give himself his position back here. Is this town center going down? Not going to be able to go down fast enough as the priests are already out. The Horus will come through. The temple will get himself out. A bunch of really, really strong animals of Set, as well as the Avenger and a Tornado to take down this hometown center of Kimo, as the Kontari is swinging around the map looking for something to take out here. Heavy cavalry on the way for Count von Count, but is that going to be enough as this town center does get shot back up by Kimo? Good defense here. This villager does garrison over on that position over here. The Terma here trying to take down these villages as best as they possibly can. The behemoth has been taken out. Over on this position, we see the behemoth getting created yet again as another military barracks getting time shifted in onto this position over here. Still no pressure onto this town center, which does make me a little bit upset. But now unfortunately, big trader there, stealing that Avenger away. This is very, very strong play from Count von Count to push through here. But so many spearmen are out. The Rhinoceros have Set as well. The Pharaoh comes through. Look at that damage there onto the Avenger. They're going to be able to pick that one off very, very fast here. As the Kontarias coming through here all get picked off. And Count von Count dropping back down to like 120 population here. He does get his units back out very, very fast. Over here is another behemoth coming in onto this location. A priest getting trained out of that town center immediately there. As the animals have Set, we'll be able to clean up the rest of those units. The Pharaoh getting brought over to help support to take out that behemoth on this position here. But yeah, there's still a tornado remaining here for Count von Count in this game. So we'll see how it's going to go as deconstruction does end up coming down onto a Migdol. Gives a little bit of gold back to Kimo here, but will the pressure be able to continue mounting here? We still haven't gotten Count von Count really getting himself any heroic age units bar that Kontari. He's got a handful of Arcus here, but no Palace down. No destroyers. It's such a big unit for Kronos because he does get those for a little bit cheaper. You're still seeing more units pushing through here, and Count von Count's going to start losing these barracks here. If he loses all the units on this position, he will be losing line of sight here, which means this time-shifting shenanigery that he's been going for is going to be getting put a stop to it. And he doesn't have any flying units to sneak in over here. One thing you can do is drop an Oracle down over here to spread out that line of sight and then drop a building over at the cliff here as an idea. There's some villagers trying to push over onto this gold mine. There is a gold mine over here, which Count von Count has secured, but the Migdol stronghold coming over here will put a stop to Count von Count from grabbing this gold mine here. Good preemptive play there from Kimo. As Kimo's still got his tornado, and he does decide to drop that tornado on this town center over here, picking off a handful of citizen, as well as the town center, and an armory going down as the villagers pushing away. They're going to turn around and shank down these spearmen here. Count von Count right now doesn't even have the wood to rebuild that one, and he will decide to tap out here. GG. Well played by Kimo. Solid play here, but Count von Count just a little bit reckless in this game. A little bit too haphazard with that strategy. I think had he gone 2 Behemoth with the heroic age push, he would have killed this town center. It probably could have been a completely different game here, but yeah, 1 Behemoth just not enough. Leaving that town center with 400 HP. I like the idea of an early rear here, but yeah, he stole the Wadjet. He did all the good things, but just not enough pressure behind it all. I think Satyr, like go for a Chaos or Hyperion. Chaos straight away, straight into the Mythic Age through either Atlas or Hecate. Doesn't really matter. But Atlas here to get the full deletion of an enemy army into like Fire Siphon or Destroyers or Fanatics or any of that stuff. Or go for Hecate and make Heca Gigantes and then just Vortex around the map. Go for those time shifts while you Vortex to secure the locations and then eventually push back into the middle of the map to secure the entirety of the middle of the map. Would have been a great idea here, but Count von Count doesn't do it. Kimo defends beautifully here. Credit where credit's due. Beautiful play from Kimo. If you guys enjoyed this one, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next game.